Cindy here with Pathways Homestead, and I'm going to give you a much overdue animal update here on the homestead. I'm feeling much better. Those of you who may not know, I've been ill for 7 months. So had an episode just before Christmas of low blood pressure, and have been struggling to get that up, and a lot of fatigue. And last Thursday during my prayer time, God healed me. That's the only thing I can tell you. He just laid on my heart some things that I needed to surrender to Him, and once I surrendered those things, I was healed. So I'm not normally a name it and claim it person. I'm not promoting that at all. I'm just saying this was my experience. I still believe God works miracles. I still believe He is a healer. He made our bodies, so therefore He can heal them. And sometimes He allows us to go through struggles with our health or whatever to bring us where He needs us to be. So that's all I can tell you guys. But anyway, so we're way behind on the homestead, and gardens are crazy, yard is crazy. We decided not to mow since time was such a constraint, and we had gotten some Premier 1 fencing, and then 9 Acre Family Farm gave us some more fencing, so we're able to move the sheep into larger paddocks using the Premier 1 and the other fencing. And so we got them out here in the yard, in the backyard here, and they are mowing for me. Gary did attempt to start the mower. It started, but it wouldn't move, so we don't know. We're going to have a mechanic look at it. And anyway, so we'll see. But the sheep are doing a great job mowing the yard for me right now. Anyway, it doesn't look the prettiest, but our yard never does because it's full of junk. But we're going to get back to our animal updates. So the sheep are rotating throughout the yard. That is going very well. They're doing great with that. Sheep are doing good. So we'll move on to the next animals. Our next animals are the ducks and chickens. In the mornings, this is morning chore time, I only check their water. The chickens, I will make sure they have enough food, since we have them shut up right now because of the gardens. I don't want them eating my tomatoes. But the ducks are doing great. The chickens are doing great. They got plenty of shade up here in the trees, and they have the little yard. Whoop! They have the little yard, and then they have the big yard too. And so, yeah, they are not lacking for room at all. So here we go. Behind me is the big pen for the chickens. I often, when I'm weeding, throw grass and weeds over into their pen for them so that they get green grass. Here, once the gardens die out, they'll be able to free range again for a little while until the eagles move in. And then once the eagles move in, then we will have to pen them back in, because our ground is so open, and the eagles just love to come in and get our chickens. We've got a few chickens that are free ranging that won't stay in the pen. And then of course the ducks are free range, and their ducks are everywhere. So we have 6 white ducks, and we have 5 Muscovy ducks. Muscovies are like the hen that was on top of the milking parlor. So anyway, that's the ducks we have. We have one in a pen, and I'll show you her in a little bit, and I'll show you why she's in a pen. I'm just checking the chickens' feed and water, and they've got plenty, so I don't have to feed and water them this morning. One of our Muscovy hens roosts up on the milking shed roof. Every morning when I go out to milk, she comes down. See if we can catch her flying down. I'm getting a late start this morning. Been a little lazy this morning. Had a long day yesterday, going to Oklahoma to visit my mom. Got a good visit in with my mom and 2 of my sisters, and did not get to film our homestead. My sister and brother-in-law were needing to go somewhere, and I didn't feel like walking a total of a quarter mile to go film in the 100 plus degrees. So anyway, maybe we can get that another time when my sister and brother-in-law are going to be home, and I can get in and get some footage. So we've gotten several new animals on the homestead since the first of the year, and I've not been filming very much, so I haven't got a whole lot of pictures of them. But these are the Spotty girls. So these are a couple feeder hogs that Gary got from a friend of his, and they are out of the last litter from Bob, the big spotted GOS boar that we borrowed from our friend. And unfortunately, Bob developed some health issues and passed away. So anyway, these girls are out of the last litter. So Gary's considering saving one of them as breeding stock. So we will see. We will see. Their mama is Mulefoot, and then their daddy was Bob, GOS boy. They're both gilts, or young girls. And so, yeah, that's them. I haven't really named them yet, but we just call them the Spotty girls. Saddle and Maddie are doing good. They're doing really good. Saddle, I have to tell you, Saddle is our livestock guardian dog. I know he's a coonhound, so Saddle is a mountain cur. Come here. He's afraid of the camera. Okay. Come here, Saddle. So Saddle is our mountain cur. He was Rebecca's dog, and when Rebecca went off to college, he stayed home. But he is an amazing livestock guardian dog. He caught a big old huge possum that had been getting eggs and had sorry, I thought something was wrong with his eye. But anyway, he caught a big old possum that had been robbing eggs, and had actually killed a couple chickens, or a chicken, one of our roosters. And so what have I got smelling on me, huh? Do I smell good? But anyway, he's a good dog. And we call him Saddle because of his black back and his brindle color. So he's a saddleback mountain cur is what his description would be. But he is a good dog. He's old, but he's good. He takes good care of our animals. Don't you, buddy? So next up are the quail. And they, as you can see, they're really growing. We had a little short video with them. And yeah, they like to bite my fingers. So, yep. And then we have the rabbits, and they're all doing good. They're surviving the heat really, really well. This is the male rabbit. We feed them grass as well as offer them alfalfa pellets that they have free choice of. There's the female pen, and they are all doing very, very well. So these are our red and black broilers. They are supposed to be the same as Cornish cross, only take 2 to 3 weeks longer to grow out than a Cornish. And they are not growing. They should be ready to process, and they are clearly not. So, yeah, that was a lesson learned, right? This is our coal pen. And of course you can see why he's getting cold. He's extremely aggressive, that Buff Orpington rooster. So he's going to get processed. I know you can't see in there very well. It's got some of our older hens and some young roosters that need to be processed. So we just put them out here in the chicken tractors, throw them out and process them. But yeah, he's super aggressive. So this is another surprise in the growing pen. We have ducklings and a Muscovy hen that was broody. We just gathered up her chicks, another couple of hens chicks, and put them in here with her together, and have quite a few ducklings in here. All right, next up is Little Mama and her 5 babies. Little Mama had a a very large litter at the 1st of June. She had 13 piglets, but 7 were not formed correctly and were stillborn, and then she laid on 1 of the little gilts. So we have 4 little boys and 1 little girl here, and little mama's doing good. Next up we have the cattle. You can see we got Frosty and Fireball, and then Freedom is over here behind me. We're gonna gather her up and get her milked. That's our next thing. So, yep. Yes, we are missing Gertrude. So we're missing Gertrude, Howdy, Julene, and Freeman. They are out west at a leased pasture and we lease a pasture 14 acres out west of us, and that's where they're at. Maybe we'll get some footage of them. We really need to go check on them. We'll see. So hide and watch, y'all. Right, it looks like Freedom is going to do her job today and come close so that I can gather her up. Sometimes she comes when she's called. Sometimes she's waiting on me. Usually the days that I'm running late, like today, she's usually waiting on me. But occasionally, most of the time, we're gonna be honest, most of the time, she's a stubborn little diva and makes me come gather her out of the pasture. Way out. Not close, but way out. She's ornery. But anyway, so we're gonna get her gathered up. Gotta get the camera in a safe place so that she doesn't knock it over. I normally let her graze a bit when I catch her up, but today I did put her up, so she's gonna come check out the camera. She's curious. She's like, what is that? We're supposed to be going this way, she says. You forgot me, you left me. But yes, so Freedom is my beautiful Jersey cow. If you don't know Freedom, this is Freedom. Here's Freedom in the stanchion. And now I've got to get her feed because I forgot to get it beforehand. I kind of got busy. I kind of got excited and busy videoing for you guys and forgot to get her feed. So I'm going to get her feed and for the little spotted hogs so that they're not so loud while I'm trying to milk. Freedom's feed. This is just a 12%, which means it's 12% protein. Sweet Speed, Super Stock, All Stock. Those are all kind of the common names. The package says All Stock. It's just basically a feed with a little bit of molasses in it, and corn crushed. It's got crimped corn. That is, it's crimped corn, and then it's got a pelletized feed, and then there's the other half of the bucket is oats that we get from locally sourced from a farmer friend of ours. Today we are not going to save the milk for home use. We are going to make it animal feed. So I'm just going to milk right back into the buckets, and I'm still going to wash her and clean her up, and I'll still put the lotion on her bag so that she doesn't get such a cracked udder. And just really to take care of those teats, make sure they're nice and supple and they don't get dried out and cracked. So anyway, I'm gonna get to milking. All right, first things first, this is my homemade spray that I make for fly spray. I got the recipe off of Art and Bree. Bree has a nice recipe for fly spray and I use it. It's not perfect, but it does a good job comparatively. You want to be very careful and not get it in her eyes. If you do get it in her eyes, you're going to have to flush her eyes with milk. Or your own eyes. Don't flush with water, flush with milk. Alright, so we got that done. Next we're going to brush her. She's probably going to be done with her feed by the time we get all of our routine done. Sometimes I just give her a little bit of feed. But today I went ahead and give her all. We just brush her. That helps get the flies off, helps put the spray, spread the spray around a bit. And any loose hair or anything gets it off. Almost forgot our kickers. These are kickers. They're just like handcuffs, ankle cuffs, hobbles. I put them on her back feet, and it keeps her from being able to kick as hard. We haven't had issues with her trying to kick us in a while. She likes to kick the milk bucket, and this just kind of slows her down a bit. Usually I can react and protect the bucket. Not always. It's not always. Sometimes she can just get that foot at right the angle and hit the bucket, but that's usually when she's aggravated. So next up I'm going to wash her udder, and I'm not going to do as good of a job as I would do if we were taking the milk inside, but I just take a warm soapy water. This is dish soap, and a clean towel. I have specific towels that we use for the milking. They get washed in hot water so that they get sanitized. But we're just gonna we're just gonna wash those teats off. We're gonna make sure and check the orifices and make sure she don't have any stickers or anything shoved up in them. Get them cleaned off good, and we're gonna wipe her bag around. Clean your bag a bit where we're going to have our hands. And then typically for home use, we would 4 to 5 squirts out of each teat would go in a bucket or go in the cat's bowl over here. That'll get the cat started and get them out of my hair. So I like to tuck, when I'm milking by myself, I like to tuck my bucket in between my feet, and I have my feet where she can't step on me. And then I just grab a teat. So you're going to get your finger and your thumb up around the top of the teat at the base of the bag, and then you're going to close your fingers one at a time and work that milk down. And so that's how you milk a cow. Don't pull, don't pull. We will strip her at the end, and we'll just take our finger and thumb at the top of the teat and just pull down gently, getting the milk out. But we're not going to do that till the very end. So anyway, so we use Udder Balm, Dr. Naylor's Udder Balm. This is our final step. I will massage that into her teats. Sorry about the noisy pigs behind me. But anyway, I will massage that into her teats. And yeah, it's an antiseptic ointment. We were using Udder Balm, the name brand, but it has sulfa in it, and then I have a sulfa sensitivity, so that gives my hands issues. So Gary would have to apply it a lot, or I'd have to bring out gloves to put on. It just got to be a pain. So we found this, and it was cheaper, and it doesn't have the sulfa antibiotic in it. It does have 8-hydroxyquinoline in it, so it does have an antibiotic in it, or I call it an antibiotic. It's probably an antimicrobial, and yeah, it inhibits the growth of bacteria, it says. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna get that on there. I just get a little bit on my fingers. That's probably plenty. I apply it from the tips up on the teats. So right there, grab a little on each teat on the bottom. Hopefully you can hear me over the hogs. And then I just massage it into those teats. That prevents cracking and helps prevent bacteria from getting up into the orifice. And since she's not nursing a calf, it really helps to keep those udders supple, her udder and teats supple and crack and infection free. So our next step is to put her back in the pasture. I'm going to give these pigs some milk. So anyway, so we use Udder Balm, Dr. Naylor's Udder Balm. This is our final step. I will massage that into her teats. Sorry about the noisy pigs behind me. But anyway, I will massage that into her teats. And yeah, it's an antiseptic ointment. We were using Udder Balm, the name brand, but it has sulfa in it, and then I have a sulfa sensitivity, so that gives my hands issues. So Gary would have to apply it a lot, or I'd have to bring out gloves to put on. It just got to be a pain. So we found this, and it was cheaper, and it doesn't have the sulfa antibiotic in it. It does have 8-hydroxyquinoline in it. So it does have an antibiotic in it, or I call it an antibiotic. It's probably an antimicrobial, and yeah, it inhibits the growth of bacteria, it says. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna get that on there. I just get a little bit on my fingers. That's probably plenty. I apply it from the tips up on the teats. So right there, grab a little on each teat on the bottom. Hopefully you can hear me over the hogs. And then I just massage it into those teats. That prevents cracking and helps prevent bacteria from getting up into the orifice. And since she's not nursing a calf, it really helps to keep those udders supple, her udder and teats supple and crack and infection free. So our next step is to put her back in the pasture. I'm going to give these pigs some milk so they'll be quiet. But anyway, our next and last step is to put her back in the pasture. So thank you guys for coming along with me today. and having a little bit of a homestead tour and seeing all the animals. And just want to thank you guys so much for supporting our family, supporting our channel, and praying for us. Gary's feeling better, I'm feeling better, and we just thank you guys so much, and all the glory goes to God our Father. And yeah, I just want to thank him for healing me. And you know, I'm not without any issues at all that I didn't have before, you know, but the new issues, the irregular heartbeat, and the dizziness and faintness and the low blood pressure are gone. So I'm just claiming a healing. I'm not a name it and claim it person, like I said, but I do believe he's healed me. I do believe he is in the business of healing. Sometimes it's not the way we want. Sometimes he says no. But yes, I did surrender a lot of things to him that I was holding on to. And I do believe that stress on our body does take a toll on our bodies. And this even more confirms that for me. So I just well, thank you guys for praying for me, and give you an update on my health and on the cow's health. So I just thank you guys so much, and I pray you have a blessed week. Remember, God made you special, and he loves you very much. Bye, y'all.